One thing I've realized is that motivation doesn't come from somebody, it doesn't come from something, it comes from within. When you see somebody who you aspire to be, when you watch a motivational video, you may feel inspired to do things, to achieve things, to go to the gym, to start eating better, to prioritize exercise daily, to prioritize sleep, to prioritize, you know, working hard and all that stuff. But the true motivation, it doesn't come from external, it comes from internal. When you see those videos, there's a switch that turns on in your brain, or when you see someone that you aspire to be, there's a switch that gets turned on inside of you, and that is because you realize that you have the potential and it was there this entire time. It was just dormant deep within your body, if this makes any sense. When you see someone who came from nothing and became very successful, it's motivating, right? But that motivation didn't come from that person. The motivation for you to aspire to be great didn't come from him. It came from within you. Because it was like locked in a chassis. It was locked in a treasure chest inside of you, and it just got open. And now you're doing all these things, but then in your mind you're thinking that the only reason why I was motivated was because of someone or something that I saw or something, like that. But it's not true. The things that you see that you feel like you get inspired by, the things that you see, like, you go to a hiking and you're on top of a mountain, you climb Mount Everest or you climb whatever, and you see the beauty around you, you see the mountainous regions, you see the horizon, you see the sunrise, you see the sunset, you see all the beauty in this world. But the true beauty was laying inside of you this whole time. The true inspiration, the true person that you were meant to be is inside of you. And once you understand that, once you realize that motivation is self-motivation, you got to motivate yourself to get your ass up, to do things, to travel, to get things done, to get a better body, to get a better social life, to get more money, to all these things in your life. To feel motivated to do these things, it starts with you. It starts with your effort. You got to put in the effort every single day to get better. It does not come to you from the outside. Everything that was meant to be is inside of you. Everything that's meant to be is inside of you. It's not inside of others. It doesn't come from somebody. A lot of us think that when we keep watching motivational videos, we're gonna become better, or when we don't watch a motivational video on YouTube, we feel unmotivated, we feel demotivated. When we don't listen to like music that makes us happy or inspired or something like that, we feel down, because we're relying upon external things way too much. But at a certain point, you gotta, all of this outside stuff, it's not gonna help you in the long run. You gotta just be self-motivated in life. You have to be. It starts with discipline. It starts with all these things, and these are the things that last the longest. Because when you get motivated by the external things, it's only temporary, because you get a very good feeling. You feel good about yourself. Someone said some nice compliment to you. Oh, you know what, man? You're like the best coworker I ever worked with. You're the most handsome person ever. Whatever. I'm just giving you an example. And then in that moment, you feel motivated. You feel inspired. Yeah, man. But you're basing off your emotions off the external world. And when you don't get that reinforcement anymore, when you don't get those motivational YouTube videos, when you don't get those motivational, inspirational comments from others, when you don't get that, you start feeling insecure. You start feeling, you get low self-esteem. Your confidence starts to diminish, because you realize that you were relying upon the outside world to shape who you are, which is bullshit. Because the greatest people in life, they were the self-motivators. They motivated themselves to go out there. Ultra marathon runners, you think they're constantly listening to music, you think there's people constantly applauding them. No, they're by themselves in the heat, running in pain and cramps and sweat, and they don't want to be there, but they're doing it because they want to become a better person. They're doing it to them for them. They're not doing it for others. And when you have that strong mindset, the resilience, the mental grit to never give up, you stop seeking motivation from the outside world because you rely upon yourself. You look at yourself in the mirror and you say that, you know what, I am capable of greatness. I am capable of great things. You know, I am self-motivated. You gotta do the shit that you don't like, man, on a daily basis in order to shape the person that you are, to become the best version of yourself. You gotta sleep early and wake up early. You have to go to the gym and exercise and lift weights. You have to prioritize exercise on a daily basis. You have to practice stimulating your mind through puzzles and through chess or through other activities that stimulate your mind in order to grow. But it requires serious dedication and serious self-motivation. You have to be a self-motivated person. When you go to an interview for a job, you know, a lot of people say, I'm very highly self-motivated, you know, I motivate myself. People write that on their resume as one of their attributes, right? But a lot of the times it's not true, because you are just putting it there for the other people to assume that you are self-motivated. You only wrote that there so you look good. But you gotta have this mentality where you don't give a shit what anyone thinks of you. You gotta start developing this mental grit within you that I don't care, no matter what I do, I go outside, I may fail. I may cramp up my leg when I go for a run. I may fail that rep in the gym when I'm doing a bench press. I may be getting rejected by jobs, by the opposite sex, you know, when I'm asking them out, whatever. You're gonna face all of this shit, and then you have to know how to deal with your emotions. You gotta know how to deal with your feelings, bro. You gotta know how to you gotta know how to take an L. You have to know how to take an L in order to become self-motivated. Use that anger and that frustration to keep going. Stop relying on other people to give you validation or you know, to motivate you, to push you, you know what I mean? Stop relying on the outside world. The true motivator is you. You gotta motivate yourself, bro. And it can start with even like asserting yourself, like saying some affirmations. Today I'm gonna have a productive day. Today I'm not gonna be lazy. Today I'm gonna get out there and I'm gonna go for a run. Sometimes you just gotta do it, bro. You just gotta do it. The more you think about it, the greater chance you're not gonna do it. You know? You say something that you're gonna do it, you do it. That's the key to confidence too. You keep promises to yourself. This is what creates this is what creates proper ethics in a person. You gotta keep your promises to yourself. You know? You gotta be like this, bro. We gotta be hardened. All of us have to harden our minds and our bodies. You know? We have to put our minds and body through a bit of pain and grit and hard work and some challenges in life in order to grow. And when you face downfall, don't wither away. Don't curl up into a ball. Don't give up. You have to keep going. This life isn't perfect. It's not perfect at all. You're going to deal with a lot of pain in your life. You're going to deal with losses. You know? People loved ones that you've known for so long. You're going to deal with losses. You're going to lose a lot of money. You know? You may, God forbid, have some serious medical conditions or problems, but guess what? You're still alive. So you got to keep going. You know, one door closes, another one opens up for you. Another opportunity opens up for you. We have to keep our minds strong, bro. We have to keep our minds sharp. We cannot wither away in this world by curling up into a ball and just crying and feeling sorry for ourselves and blaming the world for everything. We cannot be like this. We have to stay strong. We have to stay self-motivated. Don't rely on the outside world so much. Use it a little bit to give you a tiny push But once you get that tiny push, you are the one who needs to continue. Your life in this world, you come to this world alone, and you're gonna die alone. This journey doesn't matter if you have family around, doesn't matter if you have a massive social circle. At the end of the day, you're alone. At the end of the day, when you go back home to your house and when you're laying in your bed, it's just you. When you're with your thoughts, it's just you. No one knows your thoughts. No one knows what you're thinking. Only you know. No one knows what you're doing 24/7. No one knows. But you know. No one knows the battles that you're going through in your head, but you know. No one knows your struggles. And that's the whole point. The fact that no one knows this stuff, use it as power. Keep it private, use it as power to keep pushing, to keep getting better. Use those failures to keep pushing. Stop watching these motivational videos all the time to get things done. Stop listening to music all the time to help you get shit done. You could do it yourself. You don't need external stimuli to constantly make you do things. You don't need that stuff. Train yourself to rely on yourself. Train your mind. And you'll thank yourself later.